I'm going to invite Terry up from Shrewsbury 24. You know, we've been, for the last couple of years, first-time delegates won't be aware, but for the last couple of years, we've had our great friend Ricky Tomlinson come and speak to us about the Shrewsbury 24 campaign, and we're going to invite Terry to just come across and give a quite quick 5-minute update, if you don't mind, Terry.
Well, good morning, comrades, and that's a word I love using. Could I bring fraternal greetings, first of all, to this conference from the Shrewsbury 24 campaign. And could I also say how proud I am to be addressing this conference, albeit for 5 minutes, because I'm addressing members who take action. Where action is needed, you people take it. You've got a leadership and a General Secretary that supports that action as well, and that's got to be applauded, because you don't get that often. The Shrewsbury 24 campaign has been going now for 43 years. I'm the youngest. I'm not going to bore you with all the details of everything else, but I'm the youngest of that campaign. We said in 1973, when we were put on trial, that the trial was a political trial. The government of the day, which was a Heath government, said it was not a political trial. It was an everyday, common criminal trial. A criminal trial where they put 2,000 police officers on duty and surrounded the courtroom. That happens every time a criminal trial takes place, doesn't it? Anybody who believes that it's not political, and we are a threat to national security, because this is the excuse they give, that to release our papers would be a threat to national security. Anybody that believes that, believes also that every 25th of December, a funny man in a red suit comes down the chimney and leaves toys for all the kids. Because that's how believable it is. The campaign has been going on, as I said, for 43 years. We're coming to some kind of a head or a peak, because on the 3rd of April 2012, we put a case into the CCRC. They didn't knock it back. They're looking at it. There's been evidence given to them. And that evidence has been given to the CCRC to prove that it was a political trial. Even letters signed by the hand of Edward Heath, the then Prime Minister, who set up a special squad to investigate what construction workers were doing at the time. That's how political it is. We've had to date several parliamentary debates, and those debates have taken place, and every time we've won a debate. The first one that we had, and it was thanks to the likes of Dave Anderson, the MP for Blaydon in the North East, and Ian Mearns, so we know who's going to be speaking, Stevie Rotherham, Andy Burnham, all these MPs have given us support. And when we had the debate on the 23rd of January in 2014, that debate went on for 3 hours. And after 3 hours, they took a vote. And that vote was 120 in favour of releasing the papers and 3 against. And the government said, you still can't see the papers because it will be a threat to the national security of the country. Every time they open their mouths, they tell us lies. The campaign will go on. We will not give up. My friend Harry, sat over there, will be going down to London tomorrow with Eileen Turnbull to meet another MP, Keir Starmer, who's now going to try to offload some of the work from Andy Burnham, because Andy's getting a lot of work put on him. So Keir Starmer's going to take some of that work off him and help to bring this case to that tip where the government will release all the papers. Because without the release of those papers, we cannot prove that we were innocent. And when I say innocent, we were set up by the state. It could have been any 24. It was just 24 people picked at random. And those 24 people were put on trial. Me, I was actually taken from my hospital bed to answer the charges. I was in hospital when my trial started in 1974 with a severely broken leg. But they took me from my hospital bed because the judge said, if he's fit to travel, I want him here in the morning. And I was taken with my leg elevated up to answer the charges. And because I wouldn't plead guilty, another 2 charges were put on me on that day. Yet, on the day of the trial, another 2 charges were put on because I refused to plead guilty. So this campaign must go on until we win. And win we will. And when we do, it will not be our victory, it will be your victory. Because we're fighting for the trades union movement. The trades union movement is the movement I was brought up in and the movement I will die in. And I will always fight injustice. And that's all we're asking now, is for you to support us, as you've done over the years, and all the other unions, because as we get closer to the announcement from the CCRC, we will be looking at legal costs which are going to be astronomical. Because you don't get justice unless you can pay for it. It's not something that's given to you. And you've got Andy Burnham in Parliament today asking for support where you take on the police, that financial support. Well, we're not taking on the police. We're taking on the establishment. And we need that support to help pay those barristers that charge £500, £600, £700 an hour. They just pick figures out the sky. But we need to pay those people in order to secure our victory, which will be your victory. I don't want to go any longer because I know I've got a chairman at the side of me, I've got a general secretary on the other side of me who've told me I've got a strict 5 minutes, and I think I must be getting close to it now. So, thank you all for the support you've given us. Thank you for letting us have the stall here to raise the funds. And could I wish you all well for your conference. Thank you very much.